Late evening on YouTube. And yeah, perfect. Evening on Facebook. Awesome. So I hope you've had a good couple of days. Nice core and stretch session today. They'll kind of flow into one another. So the stretch session, you need a band. So we just wait until 2 minutes pass to let people join. So just quickly, I'm away next week, but I have recorded sessions. So there'll be sessions uploaded, new sessions uploaded just before the start time, either 15 minutes or 30 minutes before the start time. Hopefully that will work. I'll keep an eye out. If it doesn't, I'll choose one for you to do. The live, so we won't really be live, but those sessions that I've recorded, new sessions, will be released to you just before the normal start time. And then I'm back for Friday. So next Friday, same time, 7 and 30, we'll be live, core and stretching. So core today is going to be a little bit of balance as well. So have a think about making yourself as stable as you can do for each exercise. We'll do a nice warm-up, main session, cool down, and then we'll follow through from the cool down into the stretching session. Hopefully that's okay with you guys. Okay. So that's 2 minutes past, so we'll do a quick warm-up jog on the spot just to start with, and then we'll warm up properly through the core. So just nice and light on the toes, soft through the knees, just to get your whole body temperature up, and so we're ready to go for the rest of the session. So heels are quite low to start with. Nice. Let's just start to lift them a little up to the bum. That's it. Just bring the knees forward. Tip yourself back a little bit. Pump the arms. Raise the knees. Nice. Nice and steady. Okay, let's come down to the ground. Come down to lying down. So we're down to lying down. Shoulders on the floor. Raise the feet up and drop them back down. Just nice and light up and down. So make sure we have that nice arch in the back. Bracing the belly. Just a nice steady rise and lower. Doesn't really matter how high up your legs come. Nice, just keep that going. Start to bring the feet a little higher. So make sure we flatten down, come back up. So just bending through the knees. So just try and straighten up all the way. Straighten up. Okay, last one, hold it up. Arms come up and just really small, really easy. Just little crunches up. So just raise through, hands are pointed. Two more. Last one. Arms come out wide. Bring the knees in line with the hips and 90 degrees at the knees. Just slowly start to drive it across to the center, across to the other side, center to the other side. So make sure our shoulders stay flat on the floor as we warm up through the sides. Just raise through the opposite hip. Now if you're ready, you can just extend slightly the top leg. To warm up a little bit more. Warming up through the legs a bit as well. That's it. Just do a couple more. Last one. All right. So just gently come to standing. We're going to start with the flamingo. So I'll quickly set my timer up. So the flamingo, you start with one leg. Shift the weight onto one leg. Slight bend through the knee. And place the foot either underneath the knee on the calf or higher up. And tuck it into the groin area. Point that knee out to the side. Balance nice and steady. And arms come up and meet overhead. And we just stay like that. It's nice and stable through the supporting leg. And this knee sticks out to the side. So 3, 2, 1. Let's shift the weight over. Tuck that leg. Get your balance. Arms come up. Place the palms together. And hold it there. Feel the stability in the foot. The muscles in the foot working. So just take hold of the take hold of the knee and bring it out to the side. So this arm is starting to come over to counterbalance. So just hold it there. So it's kind of like a second warm up. So our core is activated, it's on. 3, 2, 1. Gently place your leg down. So we squeeze the glute of the stationary leg. Really feel the work through the quad. Okay, so shift the weight over to the other side. Let's tuck that heel into the leg. Drive the arms up. And put them together. So the bent leg is tucked in nice and high or supported nice and low. Knee is pointed out to the side. Palms are together and up. Try and make sure the hips are as square as you can, so we're not facing round. So let's just take hold of the knee and open out through the hip. Arm comes out to counterbalance. So last 10 seconds. Just breathe in nice and steady. 2 and 1. Release it there. So we're back over to the first leg. So you can shake it off, feel that opening in the hip. We're going to start to move with it as well. So tuck that leg, first leg again. Palms come up. So let's take hold of the knee. Bring that knee out, open out, arm comes round. So this time, take hold of the laces and we drive opposite arm forward and working leg back and we stay here. So keep that going. We stay in this position. Working thigh high. 10 seconds left. Balancing arm nice and straight. Pointing straight forward. And release, gently come out. So one more time, opposite side. Shake off through the hips. Let's tuck that leg. Palms come up. Squeeze through the glute. Okay, release the hands, take hold of the knee, open out through the hip. Breathe in steady. Let's move the hand down to the laces. Supporting hand comes forward. Knee rises up. And feel that open out through the hip flexor. So we just hold there. You can still be in that open knee position if you need to. So 3, 2, 1, and gently release. Just gently come out, have a quick swig of water before we move on. Just need to quickly check which order I'm doing this in, if I can see it. No. Okay, so we're coming down now, down to the floor. We're coming in to a plank position. So it's a high plank, so we're up on the hands. Hands are underneath the shoulders and roughly shoulder width apart. Hips come down. So when we're in this position, just going to raise the hips, push through the palm of the hands into downward dog. So heels stay up, legs stay straight, hips are back. Just drop forward into the plank, pause, push back, downward dog. Up on the toes, weight through the hands. Up on the toes, weight through the hands. So it's a nice simple exercise. Just take the first round to get used to that push back and the positioning of the hands and the feet. So set up for a plank, split the feet, hip width apart, hands in line with the chest, outside the shoulders. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So we're in that plank position. Just push yourself back, so raise the hips up, feel it lengthen through the hamstrings. Shift the weight over to the hands. Pause in the plank position. Shift the weight back. We keep our toes raised. Pause in the plank position. So it's almost like a count for 2 for everything. So 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 5 seconds to go. Bend through the knees and come on down. Just roll through the wrists. Roll through the wrists. Okay, set position again. Hands wide, feet hip width apart. Pause here, push back. Pause here, roll forward. So it's a shift in the weight. So equal through the hands and the toes, over to the hands. Feel the core activate when you come down into the plank. 20 seconds left. Breathe nice and steady and make sure the hips push back. 5 seconds left. Bend the knees and come on out. Roll through the hands, roll through the wrists. Just to loosen off. Let's go. So position, hands wide. Up on the toes in the plank position. Push it back. 1, 2, roll forward. 1, 2, push it back. So your option, you can either stay in a downward dog. If we're staying in downward dog, we walk the hands back a little and feel the stretch for the hamstrings and the glutes. Or you can stay in the plank position. So exactly the same setup. Whichever one you want to do, you decide. Just over 5 seconds. So lower the knees and come on out. Roll through the wrists. One more round to go. Let's set that position, hands wide, in line with the chest, feet hip width apart. Start in a plank position, push back. 1, 2, drive forward. 1, 2, push back. "20 seconds left. Let's make sure our head is following the line of our chest. So it's facing the same way as the chest is. So one more time to push back. Lower to the knees. Down. Roll through the wrists. Nice work. Okay, so moving on. Moving on to the tabletop. So a similar wrist position. So make sure you do roll through the wrists and you come out when you need to. So tabletop position. Hands are slightly narrower under the shoulders. Knees come to underneath the hips. Now hips aren't here, our hips are here. It's in the middle. Tuck the toes and rise up. So what we're doing here, we shift the weight, extend the leg, come back down. Shift the weight and extend the leg. The only change is that one leg raises. The upper body and the opposite leg stays still. So set position, hands under shoulders, chest level, knees under hips, and we get ready to tuck the toes. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we rise up, come back down, rise up, come back down. So really squeeze that glute to help you raise that leg. That's it. So upper body, the weight is through the palm of the hands. Try not to move the hips too much, that's the challenge. I can see keep bringing my hips up. Keep it going. 5 seconds left. Come down to the knees. Roll through the wrists. Come up onto the knees if you want to. You can feel it through the quads. Set position. Hands under shoulders. Knees under hips. Tuck the toes. Let's go. Your option is to keep in the tabletop position, or we come down to a low plank. Up to you. You choose which one you do. Low plank, we're either on our knees or on our toes. Weight is over the elbows. Tabletop position set up exactly the same, we just don't move. 10 seconds left. Nice extend through the leg. Last one. Come down onto the knees. Push it back. Stretch out where you need to. Roll through the wrists if you need to. 2 more rounds to go. Set position. Hands under shoulders. Tuck the feet. Let's go. So we know what we're doing now. Keep that going. Now think about the focus as trying to get the knee in the right position once you've lowered your leg. So it's very easy to come up and then tuck it really close, tuck it too far back. So we just reset every time. Knees under hips, back nice and neutral. Hips stay low. 5 seconds left. 2 and 1. Come down to the knees. Roll through the wrists. Up onto the knees if you can feel it through the quads. 1 more round to go. Set position. Hands under shoulders. Knees under hips. Tuck the feet. Let's go. Don't forget you can hold the hold the tabletop if you want to, or come down into the plank if you want to. Knees or toes. Up to you where you're at today. 20 seconds left. Really give that extension, take that extension nice and long. Give the glutes a nice squeeze. 3 seconds. One more other side. Hold it there. Down to the knees. Roll through the wrists. Just enjoy a wee break. Okay, we're coming down onto our front now. So back into that turtle. This time, slight bend in the elbows, and we just rise up. So both arms and legs rise at the same time. So the pelvis and the belly stay on the floor. Squeeze through the glutes to rise the legs, raise the legs, and raise through the shoulders, arms up and out. So set position, arms up and out, split the feet, ready to squeeze the glutes. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we rise up. Squeeze through the lower back. Feel the tension in the upper body to keep the arms in the same place. Keep it going. 15 seconds. You don't need to rise too high. Just a nice squeeze through the glutes and lift through the shoulders. 5 seconds. Last one. Nice. Now you can push back into child's pose just to loosen off through the back. Come on in, come on forward. Extend through the hands, bend through the elbows, and let's go. That's it. Just raise those arms nice and high. Lift through the chest. Breathe nice and steady. So the gaze is looking down in front of you. Five seconds left. One more. Oh, nice. Push it back. All the way. Feet together, knees apart. Into child's pose. We're halfway. So set position. Come on down. Arms come forward. And let's rise. So your option, you can just do the legs. So you're going to have the hands clasped in front of you. Head down. And you raise through the legs. Still working the core. Because don't forget, the core isn't just your abdominals. Or you can have your hands forward and rise just through the upper body. 10 seconds left. So you can take out upper or lower body and still get a good workout. Hold it there. Push it back. Feet together, knees apart. Just loosen off through the lower back. One more round. Come on in. Arms forward. Ready to come up. Let's go. Sorry, my phone's in the way. That's it. So breathe in on the way up and out on the way down. Just over 10 seconds. Keep that squeeze in the glutes nice and strong. 5 seconds to go. Hold it there. Just push it back. Child's pose, feet together, knees apart. Sink back. Loosen off through the lower back. Awesome. So we've got one more set to do. Coming in to a side plank. Kind of more like a side lean. So we bring the leg in and raise the leg. In and out. In and up. So the set position, tuck the other leg. Keep the upper body, so keep this bit tight, this lower side nice and tight. Elbow under the shoulder, leg comes in, straightens out, point through the toes, straightens in, bends in and straightens out. So in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Alrighty, so set position. We're going to work one side twice, then we're going to flip over and work the other side twice. So set position, elbow under shoulder, tuck that leg, upper leg starts straight, ready to bend in. 3, 2, 1, let's go. In, up, in, down, in, up, in, down. That's it. So like when we do that crunch and pull it in, we're going up and over. So it comes into the shoulder, up, into the shoulder, down, nice and straight, into the shoulder, point it straight up and down. So it comes in, up, in, down. So we're not forward, we're not out there, straight in, up, in, and down. Hold it there. So we know the pattern. We can give it a good go on this side now. Just watch where your head is as well. Keep it nice and neutral so we're not tilting up here. You get too much tension. So set position, elbow under shoulder, straighten that top leg. In, out, in, down, in, out, in, down. Feel it work through the hips. Working through the quad and the hamstring. Keep it going. Keep that toe pointed to drive it across to the side. 15 seconds. Keep it going. And hold it there. Come out of that position. Tied in that position now, so we're really ready to swap over. Come over onto the other side, stack the elbow under the shoulder, tuck the bottom leg, head neutral, let's go. In, up, in, out, in, up, in, out. So reset yourself if you need to, shake it off if you need to. Might feel it a little bit in the hip flexor. So I'm feeling it. That's okay. We'll stretch out. This is our last round, our penultimate round. Keep it going. Your option, you can just extend straight and bring it in. Extend straight and bring it in. So we take out that high point. Last one, bring it in. Just shake it off, do what you need to do. You can come out of that position if you need to. Have a quick roll. Let's go. Let's point that leg. Keep that chest up. So in, out, in, down. Make sure our hips are relatively square, so we're not leaning over to one side. Everything is up, nice and straight. Up. That's it. Knee to shoulder. This is the last round, guys. Keep it up. Last round. Breathe in steady. 15 seconds. Keep the pace the same, nice and steady. One more to go. So down, in, up, in, and stay down. Awesome. So just roll through the shoulders, loosen out through the neck. That's it. Grab a drink. Nice, good little session today. Let's cool down. So just come onto the knees, clasp the hands and drive it up. So hands are clasped, up overhead. If you're comfortable with it, arch your back a little, push your chest forward and feel the arch, feel the stretch through the front of the abdominals. Only if you are comfortable with arching your back. If not, this position without the arch is just as good. Just release it there. Bring one hand up, push the hips away and feel it lengthen down the side. So one arm up and over, push the hips away. Back to the middle, swap over, push into it again. So push the hips away and draw the arm down. Okay, release it there. So come up onto the knees, take one big step forward, bend through that front knee, drop the opposite hip and feel that lengthen through the hip flexor. So that's where the top of the leg bone and the hips meet. It's that bit that feels really tight when you do those extensions. So you can take the opposite arm to the front leg up and tilt over and across. So let me show you. We lunge-ish, arm up and tilt over. Just loosen off. So let's take the opposite leg forward, lean into it, just stay with that for now. So you can feel it through this bit, that bit of the hip. So bring the arm up if you're comfortable and lean over to the other side and really feel that stretch all the way down the front, all the way down the front of the leg. Okay, just come on out of there. Okay, guys, so that's the end of the cardio session, of the core session. I'm going to move straight into the stretching session. You will need a band. I will do the same hamstring stretch as I did last week in it, so you will need one of these. I'll always put that in because I think it's great. You're welcome to leave now if you want. If not, 20-25 minutes of stretching, nice relaxing section at the end. So just come on with me with that. So we're just going to come to standing to start with. So anyone that hasn't done the core section, we're just going to warm ourselves up for that. Also really good if you have done it as well. So take our feet really, really wide. Shift over to one side. Up into the middle. Shift over to one side. Up into the middle. So make sure that knee is pointed out and over the toes. So like we're doing a squat. Same kind of concept, same setup with the leg. Just nice and steady. Up and over to one side. Feel that open through the groin. Hips are nice and bare. Opening through the hips. So stay in the center this time. Turn the toes out a little bit more. Feel that opening through the hips. Knees screw out and we drop down. So into a nice wide squat. You can start shallow if you just joined or if you don't feel comfortable or flexibility. It's up to you. So feel that open, that rotation through the hip joint. So rather than doing a squat for power or for strength, this time it's for lengthening through the hamstrings lengthening through the glutes. So last one, stay down, put the knee on the floor. We're going to go into that stretch again. So one leg forward, hip comes down. This time, instead of raising the arm, we're going to put the front arm on the thigh and turn into that front leg. So we twist through the spine. So we turn in. Just hold it there. Feel that nice rotation through the spine, that lengthen and that pull through the hip flexor and the quad. Just turn yourself to face the front again. So push back on that knee. Hips come back. And we straighten the front leg. Toes are raised slightly. Feel it down the hamstring, into the glutes a little. Gently bend through the front leg again, into that hip flexor stretch. Push back through the front foot. Hips come back, into the hamstring stretch. Loosen off through the quad, loosen off through the knee. I had tension in my leg then. As soon as I thought about it, I released and could sink back a little further. Make sure the chest stays up. Bend through that front leg. Hip flexor, one more time. Feel it lengthen that little bit more every time you return to the same stretch. So push back through the same front leg. Straighten. And loosen off through the quad and the knee. Okay, bend through the knee. Come to facing forward. Take the feet together, knees separate, and we walk our hands forward. So coming into that child's pose. Walk our hands forward. Just hold it there. Drop the head. You can have a little wiggle through the bum if you want. Feel it through the spine. Just see if you can walk your fingers a little bit further forward. Feel it down the lats, so down the sides, the upper sides. Gently tuck the head. You can rest it on the floor if you want. Nice steady breathing. When you're ready, just walk your fingers over to one side. So it's pretty much past the line of the knee. And feel that lengthen down the opposite side. Again, you can rest your head on the floor. Steady breathing. Slowly walk yourself over to the center, all the way over to the other side. And drop your head again. Gently walk yourself in, and then up. Okay, so come up to standing. Don't fully stand up. So we're bending, tilting through the hips, slight bend in the knees, hands come to the floor. Just hang your head nice and gently. Feel that lengthen all the way up the hamstrings, up through the glutes. Fingertips can be on the floor, hands can be flat on the floor, or you can take hold of the forearms and just hold it there. Just let your upper body hang. Slight bend in the knees if you need to. if your hamstrings are tight, you may need that bend. I need that bend. Just slowly, heel toe in, come down to a wide squat. So tuck your elbows in, inside, hands come down, raise through the hips. Fully extend again, slight bend in the knees. Hold it there. So bend through the knees, lower down. Support the legs with the upper arms. Feel that opening of the hips. In this position, you can kind of feel a lengthening through the lower back as well. Hands come down, hips rise. Slight bend in the knees if you need to. Let the head hang. Again, drop through the hips. Last time. Upper arms come inside the legs and help effectively to keep the knees or the legs rotated at the hips. That's it. So gently just out. You might need to put the hands on the floor. Come out of that one. And we'll come and do a little bit of upper body. So this time, one hand comes on the floor, raise through the hips, up onto all fours. Choose one hand. We're going to lace it through the back, lace it in between, behind the arm, and drop down onto the shoulder. So we drop down onto that shoulder that we're working. So this hand, I'm on the shoulder. Rest your head on the floor. And feel that pull around the back of the shoulder, into the shoulder blades, the trapezius, so the upper back by the neck. The bum is up in the air. Gently breathe, nice and steady. So gently rise on up. Swap sides, so shift the weight onto the opposite arm. Lace the hand through the gap and roll yourself down. So rest the head, feel the tension, feel that lengthen through the back of the shoulder. Breathe nice and steady. So gently rise on up. Let's just come over onto our backs. This is where we will need our band. So come over onto the back. Tuck the feet to the bum. Let's take hold of our band. Place it on the arch. Drive the foot up. Toe is pointing overhead. Heel is pointing to the ceiling. And we just gently drive the foot towards the head. So a nice straight leg. The key is to have your legs straight. So relax through the knee. Feel the tension down the hamstring. A nice solid grip through the hands. One hand above the other. If your leg is shaking, it's too close to you. Just take it back a little. Notice if your knee is straight or not. Hold it there. Steady breathing. So just gently loosen off. So we take the leg further down by one hand. So you saw one hand was here. I take it just below the supporting hand. So we just loosen off. So take a deep breath in, and then when we release, we're going to draw the leg towards the head again. So deep breath in, release, drive the hand up. You should feel that you can pull it or draw it closer to you, just even by 1/2 inch. Feel that lengthen. So double check, leg is straight. It's not shaking. Shaking is good when we're trying to do balance. When we're trying to lengthen and trick our leg or trick our muscles into thinking it's more flexible than it is. Shaking is bad. Steady breathing. So same again, just release by one hand. Take it down. Breathe nice and steady. Deep breath in, and we're going to do it again. So deep breath in. Draw it slightly closer to you. On that breath out. So again, you may only have moved 1 inch in total. Steady breathe in. Okay, just gently release. Bend through the leg. Release the band and just drop it down. Just take a second to feel the difference between the two legs. You can extend if you want, shake it out. Just feel the difference between the tension of the two legs. So let's swap over. Band over the arch. Extend up, point the toes overhead, heel to the ceiling. Nice straight leg. And just draw the leg with the toes above the head. Again, it depends on how flexible you are. You take it to the point just before it's uncomfortable. So the point of tension is just before it's uncomfortable. So you should feel a little pull, but it shouldn't be painful. Just hold it there. Steady breathing. If you feel your legs shaking, just take it back a bit. Okay, one hand, release. Keep it up. Take a nice deep breath, and we're going to drive it forward again. So deep breath in. Bring it towards you. On that breath out. Keep breathing steady. Find that point of tension. So release the top hand again. One more time. Deep breath in. On the breath out, we draw the leg towards you. Hold it there. Find that point of tension. Toes overhead, heel to ceiling. Okay, gently release. So bend the knee, bring it to the chest. Release the band. Now both legs should feel nice and even. Just straighten through the legs. Point through the toes, open out through the arms. Wherever's comfortable for you. If your lower back hurts, then bring the knees back up. Just hold it here. So deep breath in. Deep breath out. Fill the chest, breathe in. Release out. Two more breaths. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Last one. Okay, just take your breathing back to more regular breathing. If your knees aren't already, bring your knees up. Flatten the feet. Roll over to the side. Just nice and gently push yourself up so you're in a seated position. Just grab a drink. And we're back into Friday evening. I hope you enjoyed that one today, guys. It's a good little one, that one. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy your weekend. All of next week is planned already, so if you have any suggestions for the week after, please let me know. Monday morning, evening, and Wednesday morning, all pre-recorded, completely new sessions. So fingers crossed, YouTube releases them just before the session, either quarter of an hour or half an hour before the session should start. Have a lovely week, guys. I'll be live with you on Friday. Enjoy the classes that have been recorded, and I will see you guys soon. Goodbye.